Ladies and gentlemen, we just got some very interesting news from the SEC. We just got that the former SEC official says there's a good chance that the agency will lose its case against Ripple and XRP. I am very excited to read through this for you guys. Let me know if you're excited about XRP down below. And even if you don't like XRP, even if you hate it, this video is still going to be for you, as this whole lawsuit here between Ripple and the SEC, trust me, will have great consequences on the entire crypto space. Because when I say that this lawsuit is important, I'm not lying, I'm not trying to exaggerate something. When I say articles are important, I'm not lying, I'm not trying to exaggerate. The lawsuit, in my opinion, is very big because if Ripple were to lose it and XRP would be deemed a security, then about 3/4, maybe 4/5 of all the crypto projects will go up into thin air because they'll all be securities. And even the verdict on Bitcoin and Ethereum may actually be reversed. That's how important it is. You might be denying it right now, but that's, in my opinion, what might happen. Now let's check this out. Former US SEC executive Joseph Hall thinks there's a strong chance the SEC would lose its case against Ripple. Hal, a partner at the law firm Davis Polk, says in an interview on Thinking Crypto that he found the SEC case pretty astonishing. Now, from that perspective, it's also to us pretty astonishing how they went through with this, or how this actually popped up, because if you start to think about it, they sued Ripple a day before leaving the office. Basically, it's strange. That stuff normally doesn't happen that way. And also, they started to sue them after 7-8 years of process. Why? What would that be? That's, again, I've read it already, of course, but that's what you should be thinking right now. Like, hey, yeah, that's pretty astonishing. That's pretty strange. He then also argues that a judge reviewing the lawsuit is likely to be influenced by the fact that the case doesn't seem to have been involving any imminent investor harm. Because if you, again, start to think about it, it didn't really do anything to anybody. You might say, okay, Ripple actually sold XRP to other parties, but how does that really hurt the investor like you and I? Have they scammed anybody? No. And even if a company were to actually promise some results, that doesn't actually mean there's no volatility in there. Like, for example, let's say we all agree on the fact that Ripple sold us XRP with the idea that it's going to make money. That actually does not mean you, first of all, cannot lose money for the time being, and it doesn't actually mean that, you have to be up after one day. The guy who went to get this lawsuit done in Florida, for example, he sued in the idea that he invested $100 and it became worth $50. But you can't name one thing in this freaking world that has never gone down a single small unit in price ever. Everything goes down at one point or another if there's a supply and demand involved. It can't just always keep going up, or literally it will break the market. You might say, okay, but Bitcoin will keep going up. Well, it will keep going up over time, but it will have dips like we see today. Bitcoin is down. The judge might say, if XRP was a problem, you've known about it since 2012, right? You've known about XRP for that long. So why now? What is going on here? So I think we start out with the XRP case with a factual posture that may not be the best for the SEC. So I think that there's a good chance, and I can't give you a percentage on that, but I think there's a good chance that the SEC loses this one. And again, guys, I'm going to come back to it. I am very convinced the SEC will lose, but I'm not a lawyer. I am, however, not convinced that they will not find Ripple guilty on a couple of counts. Keep in mind there are 400 points made here from the lawsuit, and Ripple has a response to, let's say, 200 on another at least 100 that I've checked through, quickly scrolling through the whole lawsuit at some points. I haven't taken count, right? I've just looked through everything. On a lot of them, they just give the answer, well, you've said this, but we are not officially responding, right? Or you've said this is not true, but we're not responding. Something along those lines, basically. If you are not understanding what I'm trying to say, go to the lawsuit and go to point 162, for example, where they're talking about Brad Garlinghouse selling XRP. Those points specifically, they're not really being backed. So Ripple's not really coming back saying, hey, this is not true as we didn't do it. They're just saying, yeah, Brad Garlinghouse sold something, but you're not really stating why or what happened during that. So we're not, saying anything about it. From that perspective, yeah, the SEC might win a couple of them. So for example, Brad Garlinghouse sold something which he shouldn't have had, or he got more XRP, he might have lose and he might have to pay a fine, but I don't think that's a bad thing. The only thing we should be worried about is if XRP is going to be deemed a security, which again, looking at all of this, it just would not make sense. It would cost investors so much more money that this would probably go down in history as the first time the SEC made a multi-billion-dollar mistake in the modern era. Again, this is 2020, I don't want to cuss, 2021. They might have made a mistake 15 years ago of this extent, but today, nah, I don't think they can do something like that. The SEC messes up a lot, but on this degree, with newer technology, and then, no, this doesn't make sense to me. The lawyer worked for the SEC from 2003 to 2005, concluding that his time at the commission as managing executive for policy. In his recent interview, Hall also knows that the Ripple case could threaten the SEC's ability to regulate the rest of the crypto space in the future, as one of Ripple's counts is that the SEC should not be able to regulate crypto as they are virtual currencies and not securities to begin with. So if Ripple actually wins this case and XRP is deemed a virtual currency or something of the sort, just not a security, then the SEC might not be able to sue any other cryptos afterwards, as I guess I should say that differently. The SEC is going to have a very hard time to sue them as it's not their job to do so, right? It is then, I guess, maybe there's a couple other authorities that now have the control over that. I think the control of the currency is going to be one of them, as it's now a currency officially. But at least the SEC doesn't. And frankly, if they lose it at the district court and they don't settle it, they'll surely appeal it to the Second Circuit. Again, I'm not the best lawyer type of guy here. I'm not even from the US, so I don't know how that works over there. But I do know for a fact that, yeah, if the verdict you don't like the first time, you'll definitely go to the second one. And I feel as if the SEC and Ripple will both do it, unless it's just thrown out simply, right? And will it happen the 22nd of February? I don't think so, because that's the first time they can throw up their arguments. And what we'll see is that day, we're still going to, I guess, just need a little bit of time for the judges to come to the conclusion that, hey, yeah, what they're saying, it's all kind of cool, but it just doesn't make sense. In the first day or the first week or the first month, I don't think they'll come to that conclusion because they got to dive deeper, right? You can't just do it that quickly. A judge also cannot just look at these facts and be the same as we are thinking it, because we've looked this up for months now. We've known about this for years now. A judge might have seen this for the first time ever and has to really look into all the facts, look into Ethereum, look into Bitcoin, look at all those cases, look at exactly what happened over there, look at not all, but a couple of other security-like issues and other cases, and just compare everything to each other to see how they're going to be rolling out this one, because this will have grave consequences. So throwing it out day one, very unlikely, even though it would be very nice. They could end up with a ruling that makes it very difficult for them to exercise any authority at all over the entire crypto space, and I don't think that would be a great thing. I get that though, because there's quite a lot of cryptos that actually do look like securities, which maybe should be thrown out. As I said earlier, this is again still in the quote, I think there are some interests that the US federal security laws are designed to protect that would make sense here. You just have to be very thoughtful about what kinds of requirements you put on this industry. And that's, again, my point. I think the SEC is doing something which is not necessarily bad, but they're not doing it properly yet. And let me see if I can actually open it up here. I can. Okay, can I pause it now? Oh, my days. It's so ridiculously loud. No, what's going on? Oh, there we go. Oh, my ears just got destroyed just a little bit. But yeah, the point of this all, and the point I was trying to make, was, yeah, this interview, pretty cool. The SEC, should they have any jurisdiction, basically? Yes. Should they rule out this case positively for Ripple? Yes. And should they take this as an example for further cases? Yes, too. But does that mean the SEC should not have anything to say over crypto? I'm going to disagree there. Because from their body, really, what their purpose is to protect you as investors. Are they doing it properly in this case? No. Have they done it properly in the past? Well, yes. I mean, they also take on a lot of these Ponzi schemes, right? They do a lot of good things for investors. They just sometimes mess up because they think, or it's conspiracy, but I guess they think they're helping us while they're really destroying us. And also because they might just not understand crypto properly from within their body. It could also really be. Maybe they just do not understand, or maybe, really maybe, this is also a possibility, they know way more than we do. And really from the ground up, XRP should be a security following their real look at it, because they understand different facts and they knew history and whatnot. I'm not sure. In my opinion, again, XRP is not a security, but we don't know what they're thinking. We don't know what type of information they have that we do not. Then Kyle McLean said, warning, I don't engage in XRP debate anymore. I just block people. I'm over 40, had a career in fintech and banking, own a nice home. Not here to debate with ill-informed anonymous cartoon characters being emotional about a crypto they happen to not like or not to like. I want to talk about this one. So I don't personally block people, really. I just sometimes, if they're in Discord, for example, we might ban them if they're really spammy or something along those lines, but we won't block somebody for hating the crypto unless they might be doing something really, annoying, I guess. Point being, however, that I do think a lot of people have this opinion, mostly because if there's a debate about XRP, it is mostly people just saying, well, it's stupid. They're not really putting anything next to it. They're just saying it's stupid, period. And if you want to debate about it, they're just saying it's a freaking shitcoin, period. Spam, it's a shitcoin. That's basically what I see in Discord too. That's basically what I see on Twitter. Just people going saying it's a shitcoin for no good reason, no good backing, and there's no real discussion to be made. That's the same thing for some people or points that people accuse me of sometimes. They sometimes say, Dusty, you do this. Dusty, you're this, you're that. And I say, okay, so if you think so, explain why. But then when I scroll to the comment section, everybody just says, no, you just are, period. I'm like, well, then explain to me so I know, or something along those lines. And same thing for XRP. If you think it's a shitcoin, explain your concerns. Explain why you think so. Don't just say it's a shitcoin and leave. Nobody's going to utilize that. Nobody has anything on that. If I were to just say XRP is the best currency, period, and I wouldn't add anything, I'm just going to only appeal here to the idea that you already know what I'm talking about. But if you do not, this will do you no good, because it's my opinion based upon nothing in your head. Right? If I say, some miscellaneous currency, I don't want to accidentally promote one that I did not know. Just one currency is, that's really the best. And I don't add anything. Just trust me, this is the best. You might believe me because I have an authoritative role, right? Whatever. Because I have some followers now, and I might seem like a smart guy because I've been in crypto for a long time. But still, if I give no backing, then should you just trust me on that? Well, again, I don't personally think so. If I give no backing, then you shouldn't trust it. If you don't personally believe those points, then it makes no sense to trust somebody else for it. I really think somebody needs to convince me properly for me to switch my mind or to change my mind or to adapt to something. And if they cannot do that, then it just was kind of a void. Somebody just talked to me for no good reason. So somebody telling me XP is a shitcoin, even though I disagree, well, what is it going to do with me? Right? What does it do for the followers? What does it do for people in the comment section? What does it do? Nothing. Even if you say XRP is amazing, it's mostly just because we all agree on that it can work. That it can just be like a reassurance of, we're investing in this together. It's amazing in my opinion. But for people that hate it, it might also add nothing. I'm just saying, if you're going to call out something for being bad specifically, it would really help if you actually comment down below or just talk about why you think it's bad. And if you think something is good, which a lot of people are in disagreement with, if you're basically going against the wave, this is more so important, then also explain why you think so. Otherwise, nothing's going to happen there. So I agree with Kyle here. It's not that strange to ban people who just go in blatantly and just say, I'll block you. Or sorry, guys, our XRP is stupid, because it makes no sense. But all right, move on. Dan Tapiero launches a $200 million fund to invest in crypto companies. Tapiero is joined by Michael W. and Stan Miroshnik. And the longtime Bitcoin advocate filed to launch a new fund Tuesday per documents from the SEC. Tapiero filing comes amid a stampede of other institutional interest in investing and building in the cryptocurrency industry as Bitcoin has returned gains near 300% in the past year. In addition to Tapiero, the filing lists as investors longtime investor Michael W. and Stan Miroshnik, former CEO of crypto-focused advisory firm Argon Group. They're getting into it now. $200 million fund called 10T Holdings to invest in cryptocurrency startups. I think it's pretty cool. Then PayPal says users who buy crypto are more likely to return. After buying cryptocurrency, PayPal users log into their account twice as often, says the payment company. And I get that. I agree with that. Any of my crypto accounts, I actually log into way more than my money accounts, basically. So my bank account, for example, let's say I log in every single week, possibly, maybe like 3 times a week. My crypto account, if I don't log in one day, I get a couple of twitches, right? I'm not feeling too good then, I guess. So I like to look at crypto holdings because they represent some progress, basically. My bank account, since I only see red in there, I'm just joking. Oh, it feels bad, man. Because I only see red in there, I don't want to check it too often. I'm just kidding. Then Guggenheim investment boss predicts 600,000 Bitcoin price. Does this do me any good? No, not really. Somebody just says, well, 600,000, there's no real backing to it, then why do I care? Well, I don't really do that, actually. I don't really care about that. Somebody gives me a very good explanation. Okay, good. In this case, I guess a lot of people like to say Bitcoin is going to have the same market cap of gold and that type of stuff. But no, I don't really know if that's even a proper backing for it. That's basically what they're talking about here. Just kind of taking over gold. Polkadot, new all-time high. .i's $20. It actually got above $20 as it enters price discovery mode. What pretty amazing. And Ruffer has sold about 40% of its Bitcoin exposure, drawing around $650 million in profit. It was pretty damn big. A lot of guys were talking about this. I thought I should quickly mention it as well. Yeah, so, okay. Let's quickly see here. The multi-billion-dollar investment management firm Ruffer has sold about 40% of the Bitcoin it bought last November, profiting around $650 million. Ruffer investment director Duncan McElness told the block. McElness, freaking hell, McElness. Where's that surname from? Where does it originate from? McElness, WNSES. That is a interesting one. Further said, Ruffer still has around $700 million of Bitcoin exposure. Last November, Ruffer allocated around $744 million to Bitcoin as part of its assets under management. And, after reading this, I was like, man, if any of you guys have, this much money around, send me a DM. I'll get you a donation address. You can help me out as well. No problems. If you really want to, I'll get that arranged for you. Because, again, if you got to get rid of some of your crypto holdings, no problem. I can get that arranged, all right? Damn, is this a lot of money, huh? That's crazy to me. And they've doubled it in such a short amount of time as well. I mean, if you got into Bitcoin, you probably doubled your money as well, or Ethereum for that matter. But still, 700 million. They still have 700 million left. Oh, it's almost as much as I earn in a week. That is crazy. That is crazy. Thank you guys all for watching, though. I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. A lot of this stuff is just jokes and giggles, man. Don't take it too seriously. Thank you guys all for watching. I'll see you again in another crypto video. Yeah.